So I started with my base already, and next I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. So this is like my Fenty bronzer that I'm using as a mirror. So I think she has like a really important shape to her brows. Her brows are really fluffy, so you kind of want it to not look so perfect. And then she has like a little curve right here at the front, and then she has like a strong darker line running through here, which is like all her hair is gathered up, I guess. Her brows are a little bit more arched than mine, so I'm gonna go ahead and create that arch. And then she has another line that runs like down here. Fill this in. When I'm dipping into my dip brow, what I end up doing is putting some on the cap and like making sure it isn't as like deep. You don't want it to look like it looks done. You want it to look undone, like the no makeup. This is basically almost like her model off duty versus on duty, because obviously like her mom's a model, she's a model for Chanel at least. This is kind of the look that she goes for. Sometimes it's like she's not really wearing any makeup at all. I'm sure like for her this is like all she really had to do was like put a little bit of brown in the eyes and bronzer and like a little blush and eyeliner, and that's probably it. I have a different product that I'm using, and it's this e.l.f. liners. I use this to fill in the brows a little bit more, and this kind of gives it dimension. And I love the end because you could just like, if you've kind of messed up, you can go back in. She's got a lot of little hairs, and her tail is always like a lot longer. I love how her brows look actually. And then lastly, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this gel brow product that I definitely need to get more of. We're moving on to blush, and as far as I like found, she wears more of a like either bronzy or a straight up like pink one. The one that I'm using is by Milani. It's different whenever she's on red carpets, but when she's on red carpets, she'll wear it more like here. And then when she's out with like friends or whatever, she'll kind of change the area, and obviously that tends to happen because it's like makeup artists versus like you doing it. She'll definitely put some up here, and I'm gonna blend it around because honestly like blush can make the biggest difference. If you guys have seen videos on the difference on what blush could do to your face, it's like crazy insane. Whatever part that you put the blush on, like whether it's like this, it'll make your face look longer, or it is more plump if you're adding it more on the apples of the cheeks, which is sort of what I'm trying to go for because of the fact that she has more plump cheeks than I do. Also, I did this hair because I feel like this is sort of what her natural hair looks like, and even her mom's. By the way, I was using the IT Cosmetics blush brush. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is because I've heard before, if there's something that you wish you found on the internet, like if you feel like your favorite influencer is not doing what you want, or like maybe they've changed and you like something specific that you feel like is lacking on the internet, like you should do it. And I feel like there's not enough like Lily Rose Depp makeup tutorials online. So, oh my god, she sometimes wears her hair like this kind of. Oh my god, I'm gonna do it. I've seen in a lot of like Vogue makeup tutorials where like people are like, oh, do Lily Rose Depp next. I love her makeup. I mean, there's several people that I love how they do their makeup, but hers is something that like there's not that many people making a video on that. It's been like one whole day since I filmed this, and now I'm like, I have the biggest headache. But I've had my share of inclusion in fandoms and like several fandoms, and I definitely think that there's no harm in really liking this specific person. I mean, sure, you can call it celebrities, but, and I mean, essentially I guess they are to the common. My cat is crying like so hard, like he's gonna get murdered. I've seen Lily Rose makeup tutorials on like TikTok and on YouTube and etc, or even on different like Vogue makeup tutorials. They comment that they want to see like a more Lily Rose Depp makeup tutorial. I thought, why not? She's an icon. I don't really know like the exact products that she uses, of course. I could only assume. And I mean, of course, like you won't always want to get the exact same products because you could kind of create that with like drugstore makeup. And now we're going to go on to lips. I've definitely seen that she has like a pretty large fan base, but I hope I'm doing her justice because obviously I'm not Lily Rose Depp. I don't think I look exactly like her. I always thought we had some similarities, but then I was practicing this makeup yesterday. I was like, oh, we don't look at all alike. As I was saying about the whole like, if you don't see it online, maybe you should do it. I know that's like a little bit dramatic about like, oh, let me make a makeup tutorial because no one's doing it on a celebrity. Like, I mean, obviously that's not unique or unheard of, but I did also want to say that I found out that Lily Rose, I mean, obviously like she's a human, but like I think it was an Ella, oh, I don't remember her name, but like her boyfriend is friends with Lily Rose Depp. I guess like they're super close. Lily was talking about how all she's been watching during quarantine is What I Eat in the Days. So maybe since like Lily actually watches YouTube, maybe she'll find this makeup tutorial. I went ahead and already tinted my lip, put on a little bit of that lipstick that I'm going to be using, patted it onto my mouth kind of, and then dabbed it with like a napkin so that my lips had some kind of stain to them. I love how her makeup looks sometimes like at that Met Gala. Like she looks amazing. For her lips, I use about like 3 different products. This is like more of like her low-key looks when she's on red carpet. I definitely feel like she has more of a brighter coral color and maybe even like a deeper brown sometimes. Honestly guys, I really love for some reason comparing families, which similarities they have in their features. Like to compare Lily and her mom, like they don't look exactly the same obviously, but they have so many similar features, but also like their lips are kind of different, but they're also the same. I've always had this interest in like psychology and how celebrities are really just like products, like because they're part of a big company and they're just trying to sell that product to you. And then like the videos that she's come out in, she kind of does this on the edge. She's like for more of a pouty look. It's like I've always seen and heard, but like recently like I was reaffirmed about how like celebrities really just act the part that they're given, as far as like how they are candidly like on Instagram or even like in interviews. Like I've heard a lot that over and over that in all kinds of interviews, I used to think it was just like the shows where they go on late night show. I always used to think that those were scripted, which they are. Every kind of interview that they have, they normally have a script and this is what you're going to say. So it's really weird to me whenever I watch an interview and like the celebrities you know, like kind of like, oh wow, that's a really good question. Like it's always kind of cringy. And then I'll go in there with this lip product that I bought. I totally forgot where it was from. It almost looks like concealer, but the makeup that she's trying to recreate is very 90s anyways. And this was something that stood out to me when Natalie Portman had worn like some sort of dress and it had like all these women names. I forgot what it was about. It was something about like women that were never featured or something about Harvey Weinstein. I really don't remember. Remember one of the celebrities, I forgot what her name is, but she comes out in Jawbreaker. She's like the main character in the movie. This is you just acting the part. This is also how Lily does her hair, by the way. Right? Like, she'll like be candid and she's like walking in, like, she has her hair like this. When I'm saying like play the part, even playing the part as someone that cares or someone that is woke. I'll link the website that I've been reading this from, but it's so funny, like the celebrities that you even think are woke they've been quoted to be stupid before. Again, like since it's scripted, like they tell them what to say and that makes them the woke celebrity, which is like kind of so heartbreaking, and it shatters this illusion for me and for everyone. I'm sure the companies or their team, even before they become a thing, like they're already given a specific like label to help sell them. It'll be things like the mysterious one, the funny one, the womanizer, the sensitive one. All of this is created early in their career to help promote that product, which is so sad. Like once someone is considered one label that helps sell them or that helps you like as a human move on with your life, where we can't take like a polarity in humans besides just like the introvert and the extrovert. Like that can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like a basic explanation. You can't be two of those things. You think of yourself as one, or you think that a woman can only be one, or a man. If she's like a thought on IG, it's like, oh, is she anything else really? It's hard to think of her as like the one that goes to church all the time or the good girl. It's so interesting to me how much that affects even in your day-to-day life. You almost feel like you can't be all 10 of those things that you really are. She's a quiet one, she's a sensitive one, she's the bossy one, or whatever. Those labels can't all coexist in one human being. Obviously they can, but it's harder for us to digest almost.
So that's obviously not how I actually think. At this point, like I wasn't even talking about celebrities anymore. I was just talking about how this image could affect our personal life. I was kind of going off of the idea personally where I have like people from my job follow my Instagram, where originally it was supposed to be like for artistic purposes, like personally like artistic photography, sort of like Tumblr kind of. And now I can't post like hoey pictures, and they're not really like thirst traps, they're just like more photography, artistic pictures. I can't really do that anymore because of the fact that they follow me, but at the same time it's like I am artistic, I've always been artistic, so it just like makes me second guess whenever I'm taking like pictures or whenever I'm going to upload pictures. It's just like, will they get it? And like it's like boo-hoo, like it's just Instagram, and I totally get it, but I think personally, like to me, it blocks my creativity.
I really hope that celebrity culture ends up going away. It's so weird that we worship specific people when obviously they're just human, but also it's their brand. Honestly, I can't help the fact that like my sister and my brother come out in all my freaking videos. Like I was saying, it's a weird culture that we worship other human beings that literally also, like, not to get disgusting, but that also like shit, you know what? It's just like weird, like looking at it from the outside. Like I don't know, it's really weird to me. But I really hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, or thank you so much for tuning in. I am definitely going to be filming more Lily Rose Depp tutorials, so maybe you'll tune in, maybe you won't, who knows. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later.